Welcome to Ultra Top Secret. Here at Ultra Top Secret, we study covert operations, but we also study mind control, mass manipulation events, and the media manipulation of the population. If you were to get on, I actually Googled this just before I did this video to see what they would have to say, and this is what they said about a recent rally, a libertarian rally that Trump showed up at. If you are to believe them, he got booed and that was it, everybody hates Trump, but the media is lying to you. They are absolutely lying. They're not even trying to give you half truths. When I show you how the rally really went, you're going to be extremely aggravated and pissed off that the media lies to you so blatantly. So that's why I'm doing this video. Today we're going to do the reaction to the reaction video. We've got an awesome YouTuber, the State of Daniel, and he's going to give us the straight deal on this libertarian rally that Trump was just at, where the media is saying that he was booed and right-wingers hated him, all this kind of stuff. All they're doing is they're taking snippets from this rally. Wait till you see what really happened at this rally, and we will get on into it.
It started as booing, but by the end of the night, the Libertarian Convention was roaring for President Trump. This is hands down one of the most wild, fired up, and passionate crowds I have ever seen. But of course, if you only pay attention to the mainstream media, then you'd think that Trump was only booed and that there were no cheers at all. But that is not true. Just take a look at this.
We can be libertarian or anything else. This man is destroying right now.
To me, that looks and sounds like a ton of people shouting, "We want Trump," while a few, albeit very vocal, detractors are attempting to drown them out with boos. But the boos are to be expected and are actually a good thing. Yes, Trump getting booed at this convention is actually a great sign. Why? Because this is the Libertarian National Convention. It's not a rally, it's not a social event. This is where the Libertarians gather to nominate their candidate for president. The room is filled with delegates, just like the Republican and Democrat national conventions. Think about it this way. Libertarians are generally not part of the two major parties. They often vote third party because they're not satisfied with the options presented by both Republicans and Democrats. So the fact that so many libertarians were cheering for Trump suggests that he is winning over some of their support, which could prove crucial in a tight race. If Trump can attract even a fraction of these votes, it could be the deciding factor in a swing state. And based on the crowd's reaction, it appears Trump won them over. Here's how it went down. The beginning of Trump's speech was a mix of boos and cheers. To me, it sounded like there were more boos than cheers. Now, here's the thing. The crowd was groomed and primed to heckle Trump. For example, RFK Jr. handed out rubber chickens before Trump got on stage to get the crowd to heckle him.
But RFK has been passing these out. These are rubber chickens he was giving out to people here at the convention, David, telling them, debate Bobby. And so they say tonight people are going to be squeezing these, I guess, when Trump's on that stage because they want to see him to take him on the debate stage.
But that's not all. The chairperson of the Libertarian Party actually requested all Trump supporters to leave the first 4 rows so that their delegates could come and sit there. Which, look, I get it. It's their convention, right? But you just gotta love the irony that libertarians, who are supposedly all about individual liberty, are telling Trump supporters where they can and can't sit. Take a look.
Some of you could share some of your seating with them, it would be great. And then I don't have to come down there like in a dress and, you know, flats, thankfully not heels, and like get in a chair fight. Because that is, I am the chair of the party, but that is like so ugly. I don't want to like fight with people or beg and plead. Like, let's just make room for the delegates, because those are the people you're trying to persuade right now, right? Like, you're already sold. Our delegates are not sold. and President Trump is here to try to sell them and talk to their concerns. We want to make sure they're heard.
But perhaps the craziest part of the night happened when President Trump asked the Libertarians to either nominate him as their candidate or to vote for him.
Think of this. First time in U.S. history that a presidential candidate of a rival party will address the convention of a party that is presumably gathering to nominate its own candidate. Now I think you should nominate me or at least vote for me, and we should win together. You heard those words. Nominate me or vote. Vote for me. Because the Libertarians want to vote for me, and most of them will. And it's very important.
And here's my personal favorite part. Despite the boos, Trump had a pretty savage roast. It was so savage that even the honest libertarians in the room had to laugh at themselves.
That's nice. That's nice. Only if you want to win. Only if you want to win. Maybe you don't want to win. Maybe you don't want to win. Thank you, D-Roy. Thank you. No, only do that if you want to win. If you want to lose, don't do that. Keep getting your 3% every 4 years.
I guarantee you that line was completely improvised. There's no way it was on the teleprompter. And that raises another point. Could you see Joe Biden doing this? Could you see Joe Biden going into the lion's den, going into openly hostile territory to court their votes? Look, Trump isn't dumb. He knows he's not going to get the Libertarian nomination, and he doesn't want it because he's getting the Republican nomination. But he does want to form a partnership. He wants to sway those who can be swayed, to be a president for all Americans. So why isn't Joe Biden making the same effort? Where is Joe? Now, there was a very clear turning point in the speech. There was a clear moment where the boos diminished and the cheers lasted for the rest of the night, and here it is.
As everyone knows, it will be my great honor to pardon the peaceful January 6th protesters. That's big! Or, as I often call them, the hostages. The hostages. There has never been a group of people treated so harshly or unfairly in our country's history. This abuse will be rectified, and it will be rectified very quickly. And if you vote for me on day one, I will commute the sentence of Ross Ulbricht, who was sentenced to time.
Look, let's be honest, Trump was never going to get the Libertarian nomination, but he's made a compelling case for Libertarians to support him. And apparently, this is the strategy of the Trump campaign itself. Take a look at what CNN revealed.
It was a late night for you, Mr. Weigel. You were in the room last night. Trump did not seem irked by all this heckling, but how bad was that reception in there?
It was captured on that audio. I should also add there was an open bar not very far from where he was speaking that was open for hours.
Saturday night, open bar, not a good mix.
Yes, this was the biggest news event that's happened to Libertarians in some time. The chair of the party who invited Trump was celebrating. She said they moved the Overton window of debate and they moved Trump on their issues, which was the goal. Part of their goal, and I talked to delegates all weekend at the party, was show up and boo and demand things from Trump. Don't make it look like he can just show up to a Libertarian convention and win people over. So the big news from this was that he said he'd put a Libertarian in the cabinet. He said he'd give clemency to Ross Ulbricht, the founder of Silk Road, this online dark web, drug kingpin. And Trump went in knowing he'd have to make some promises and knowing he'd get booed. The Trump campaign was telling me this is part of a unity tour, like SneakerCon, like the Bronx rally, where he's going to show up, he's going to get maybe some bad imagery, and he's going to have to say some things that Joe Biden's not saying. But over time, incrementally, that's going to maybe add some votes.
But as always, that is just my analysis, and I would love to hear yours in the comments below. Do you think Trump will win over any Libertarian voters, or did his request fall on deaf ears?
Wow, that was awesome. That was awesome. Good on State of Daniel there for putting that video out. I absolutely love it. So Trump shows up at a Libertarian rally. The chair of the rally tells everybody to show up and boo. Then, these are Libertarians, by the way. Oh, we're all about liberty. Oh, but we need you to scooch back 4 rows so the loudest booers can get in front here. and heckle and F with and boo Trump. And he still goes in there and wins them over. At the end of that thing, they are cheering, and none of the mass media, corporate-owned media, talks about that. They take the first deal where they're booed, and to be honest with you, the head of the Libertarian deal there should be ashamed of herself to get up there and tell them all to boo him and then move them because the corporate media is going to use that. Well, guess what? He turned around. He turned it on them. The people who put that thing together should be ashamed of themselves for doing that. And he turned it around, and it blew up in their faces anyway. I have to ask, what are the Libertarians up to here? I used to be interested in his Bobby Kennedy candidate, but seeing what he's doing here is not very good for him. It's not a good look for him to do this. Okay, I get that he can only get the Libertarian vote, and he's doing this, but this totally blew up in his face as well, and totally backfired on all of them. So, what do you think? Please put in the comments and tell me what you think here at Ultra Top Secret. We cover events like this, mass manipulation media events. When you look at all of the media coverage, you're going to think that he got booed. Even right-wing libertarians hate Trump. And guess what? Actually, before she moved those people up 4 rows, it sounded at least 50-50, if not 60-40, of the people that were applauding him. Then when they moved, they were booing him. But then what happened at the end? The whole place erupted. And we're very happy with what he was saying. So, again, the people that put this rally should be ashamed of themselves. The Libertarians should really think long and hard and just move their vote to Trump. And let's just get all the fighting and Civil War stuff that people are doing over with. That's another reason why it's very upsetting that the people at the Libertarian deal did this, because it's a divide and conquer strategy that the cabal is using, and they played right into that. I have to wonder what the Libertarians were thinking. If you're holding a rally, then you let everybody speak. You let the people make up their minds. Why would she try to tilt this thing? The fair and honest thing, American democratic thing to do would have been to let everybody get up and talk to them. They totally moved this and tried to screw this up against Trump, and he flipped it on them and made it blow up in their face. So that's it. We're going to get on out of here for Ultra Top Secret. I hope you like this episode. Please comment, tell me what you think, and please smash that like button. We are trying very hard to grow and be a voice for America and Americans. Thank you again, and happy Memorial Day.